Now, as far as the NBA all defensive teams, they were also announced here. And first team, we have Wemby, Bruce. I mean, what is there to say about this guy? I mean, that was a no-brainer.
Nothing that hasn't already been said. Next.
Yep. We had Chet, and then we talked about him already. So let's go ahead and get to Ausar Thompson here, because I really like this pick here, Ausar Thompson being first team all defensive, because for any casual NBA fan that might be second-guessing Ausar making this list, just go back to last series when Kenny Atkinson in the post-game press conference said that he literally was forming their offensive game plan around moving the ball away from Ausar Thompson. There's no higher compliment than that, and Ausar was a huge X factor for this Detroit ball club all season long. 10 points a night, nearly 6 boards, 3 assists. Oh, by the way, to go along with 2 steals and a block per game. Quite impressive stuff there from the youngster in Detroit. Anybody have anything to add here on Ausar?
Well, as I mentioned briefly, I think last week's show, he reminds me a little bit of a young Bruce Bowen, who basically turned himself into a 3-and-D legend by locking guys down, which Ausar Thompson is capable of doing, and then mastering the corner 3, which Ausar Thompson should be spending all summer long working on doing. And Ausar, if you're listening out there, you're halfway there. I have Bruce's contact info, so if you want to talk to him about, becoming a 3-and-D legend, reach out on social media at Pure Hoops Bruce. I'll hook you up.
There we go. Will be anything to add, or should we keep it moving here?
Let's keep it moving. He was a solid pick. He's going to be on this team. This will not be his last appearance on all defensive team.
All righty. Well, we're going to give you Rudy Gobert first here, World B.
Another solid season all around. He's one of the great rim protectors this league has had. This generation has had. Another season with over a block a game. This year he added the steal thing. He had a career high in steals, 1.2 a game. So to add to everything else he's got going on, he was pretty solid selection, I'd say.
All right. And Bruce, anything to add on Gobert? I was going to go right to your boy.
Yeah, no, I got a stat for you on Rudy Gobert. Okay.
Oh, let's hear it then. Sorry.
I mean, obviously he remains a valuable defender. He's kind of a throwback to the old days. He has played 1,001 career regular season and playoff games. He has a total of 0 3-pointers made, okay, in 1,001 games in today's NBA. So look, when you think of Rudy Gobert, he's been around so long, you think of him as being like 36, 37 years old. He'll only be 34 at the start of next season. So he could still swat a few more of those shots before he's done. But he is a luxury that very few teams can afford at this point because he can't stretch the floor, and he never really could.
No. And he's got a lot of miles on that body. I know he's only 34, but the odometer is really getting up there. So hopefully he can stay healthy. Bruce, last on the first team here, your guy, Derrick White.
The indispensable Celtic after the 2 J's. A legendary shot blocker from the guard position, willing to sacrifice personal numbers to be a glue guy. He's never afraid to take a shot. If they hand him a grenade with 1 second left on the shot clock, he'll get something up there, usually at least on the rim. Is it any wonder this guy came up through the San Antonio system?
Nope.
Right?
No. No shock at all. World B?
Just a solid defender all around. His reputation is not taking a hit, certainly, as a great defender. I would have picked someone else as a first team over Derrick White, but that's just me, and we'll get into that when we discuss the second team. But, yeah, another solid defensive. He's one of the big reasons why Boston is top 5 in defensive efficiency every season.
All right, let's get to that second team, Bruce. Scottie Barnes.
Toronto's alpha dog. Every team needs one.
Will be.
He's been my pick for first team all defense. I think he added the blocks to his game. He's one of the league leaders in blocks for his size. It's really impressive. He led the league in clutch blocks. He had blocks in the clutch. So he was really to me at both ends of the court. He was really solid, but his defensive performance for a guy his size was really impressive to me. I thought he should have been on the first team.
All right. Bruce, Cason Wallace.
He complements Holmgren's interior defense with some sick perimeter D of his own. I mean, they got locked down. They got a lockdown guy with Cason Wallace.
Will be.
Yeah, I like him too. I think a solid pick here. It's no argument out of me.
All right, moving on to Mr. 83 Bruce Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, he had that 83-point game against a G League All-Star team in Washington this year, which was, kind of impressive. Look, he's a competitor. He's a good representative of that Heat culture. He's and there is no better screen setter in the entire NBA than Bam Adebayo.
Will be.
Yeah, I mean, 10 rebounds a night, over 1 steal a game. He's as good a defender as there is in the middle there in the East there. He's not the tallest guy playing center at 6'9", but he's definitely one of the best defenders in the middle.
All right, next one we have here is pulling out the Uno reverse card will be OG Anunoby.
Yeah, no, Mike Brown was complaining. He thought there was, he couldn't believe he didn't make it on the first team. There's a case that you could make for him being on the first team. He gets the toughest guy every night, basically. But second team is a solid spot for him. There's some good players on that first team. It's not the crime of the century that OG Anunoby is on the second team.
All right, Bruce.
His second team teammate, Scottie Barnes, was also his teammate in Toronto for parts of 3 seasons. They're similar in size and style, really. OG won a ring with the Raptors in 2019, and he may win another one with the Knicks this year.
Yeah, really might. All right, Bruce. Last but certainly not least, my guy, the great barrier thief, Dyson Daniels.
He'll be an all-defense fixture for the foreseeable future. He's a 6'7" wing, locks you down, just 23 years old, has 4 seasons under his belt. There will be a spot for him on the first or second team for a good long time.
Will be.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Steals, he's a solid player. One of the top guys in deflections too. Obviously, if you get steals, you're going to get deflections along the way. So he was top 5 in steals, top 5 in deflections. I think we'll be saying this for the next few years, each year at this time.
All right, and without further ado, it's time for final thoughts. 10 minutes since we had final thoughts here, Bruce. So why don't I let you lead us off?
All right. Baxter Holmes of ESPN.com wrote a story over the weekend on how Wemby's most dominant skill is a mystery. Well, it's never been a mystery to me, but what he's talking about is an analytical mystery, which I get, okay? What Wemby does best has not really been measurable with numbers, okay? But when it comes to the old eye test, it's always been obvious. It's called the embarrassment factor. He deters the entire league from scoring near the hoop because he'll swat their shots with ease and make them look like fools. His block shot numbers were the lowest of his 3-year career, down 18% from last season, but he still led the league by a wide margin. So why are those numbers down? Well, nobody even tests him anymore, okay? And while the analytics experts are having a tough time quantifying his superpower, those of us who watch the game instead of spreadsheets can always tell deterrence when we see it.